crowd. Thank you. That's very nice. Thank you. I like that. Well, here I am again, as Robin Givens said to Mike Tyson. They're back dating. Did you see that on the news? They're back dating. Boy, that's a nice combination. Whoa. Were you blown in here tonight, or did you come in by your own accord? This is the worst we have ever seen it in Los Angeles. We have what they call the Santa Ana winds, which I'm going to explain later. How many of you know what causes the Santa Ana winds? Well, we have a little educational feature. Fritz Coleman, our local weatherman, sent down some stuff, and I'll explain that. But it's a little gusty out there. I saw Marcel Marceau walking with the wind. I thought I spotted earlier today two little old ladies at a sidewalk cafe. It was about 10 in the morning, and I said, "Gee, it's a little early for lunch, isn't it?" And one of them said, "This is our lawn furniture. We just landed." Don King made the mistake of walking out in the wind today. Right now, he's across the street at St. Joseph's with his hair in traction. You ever seen that? This has been some 2 days out here. The tourist buses stood still, and the stars' homes went by. Crazy. They had... Let me know when you get tired of windy jokes. I'll go into something else. But we had gusts out here of something like 85 to 90 miles an hour. And it was so windy that Oprah Winfrey lashed herself to her old 67 pounds of fat. Getting tired yet? I got one more. Everything was whipping around in the breeze last night. It's depressing to look at your clothesline and see that your shorts are doing better than you are. Okay, that's enough of that. Hello, Tom. The good doctor is off gad-abouting around the country somewhere?
Gone with the wind.
Highly paid writers I got up there, and he goes, "Gone with the wind," and screamed. How does this not work? This is not supposed to work this way. Where did the Doc go this time? We were supposed to plug it last night. Doc's playing a concert somewhere.
Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio. Snooky, you from Dayton? Look, I didn't know you were from Dayton. Well, for God's sakes. All right, and then where's he going? Isn't he going someplace from Dayton? Isn't he after Dayton? Or two in a row, I know are tough.
No, he's conducting the symphony.
Okay. Anyway, thanks. Anyway, today, how many of you have been to your annual Christmas party, wherever you work? Company so far? All right, today, General Electric, which I assume you know, is our parent company. They own NBC. You know, they bought it from RCA, and they had their annual Christmas party today. And I want to tell you, GE is a little tight with a buck. They had a Mexican motif party and had a cast iron piñata. People are still in there beating this thing, and they're not going to get... They can't do it. GE can't do anything, can they? Oh, good. I want to thank the little old lady from Peoria who sent me the fruitcake for Christmas. I'm really enjoying that. I bench press it every morning. Did you get your Christmas card from the White House yet?
Not yet.
I read in the paper today that the Reagans started sending out their annual Christmas cards. 125,000 Christmas cards they send out. And I saw one. It's a beautiful painting of the White House with a U-Haul in front. Yesterday, you probably know, was the president's last press conference as president of the United States, and Reagan's conferences actually became an American tradition, you know, once a year, like clockwork. Now, I don't know if you saw the press conference, but Sam Donaldson, again, was sitting in the front row, and Donaldson asked the president, what was the worst part of your presidency? And Reagan said, yes, what was the worst part of my presidency? And then Donaldson said, yes, sir. And he said, the air-fed guy is on the phone, and it started all over again. Ronnie, I think the president, I shouldn't call him Ronnie. President Reagan, I think, is going to miss Sam Donaldson. You know, in the same sense, he's going to miss his annual rubber glove physical from Surgeon General Coop. And I felt a little embarrassed for our president to be George Bush last night. See, the press conference, his last one, was held indoors, and George had to stand one side and make helicopter noises. Anyway, hey, here's the interesting story in the Los Angeles Times today. As most of you probably know, the Reagans are from California. They're coming back here after January the 20th to live in Bel Air, I believe. And they have a nice home, and Mrs. Reagan wanted the president to see the house. They didn't want to create a lot. They didn't want to go through the neighborhood with Secret Service cars and all of the hoopla. Do you read what she did? Nancy Reagan drove the car, and the president lay on the back floor of the car to see his new house in Bel Air. Is that wild? That's the only way I can see my house in Bel Air, too. Is to get out and get out. But that is the most creative use of a politician's back seat since the Gary Hart campaign. You know, that is new. I think the last time Ronnie had to hide on the floor of a car was when the reviews of Bonzo Goes to College came out. Now, the only reason I did that joke is because the director of that picture is standing right here. Fred DeCordova directed Bonzo Goes to... It was a good picture. It was a good picture. And it was a good picture.
Actually, it was a wonderful picture, even if I was in the back of the preview, on the floor.
On the floor, but it was a good picture. Anyway, the transition, he's got another, I guess, 26 some days in office, and the transition is almost complete. I understand Bush cannot wait to get into the Oval Office and put a sign that says, "The lips stop here." Of course, you know, he said, "Read my lips, no tap." Oh, boy. Did you read what the inauguration is going to cost? They're planning a 5-day, $25 million inauguration celebration. Nice to see that Bush is going to hit the ground running on the deficit. They are trying to cut costs. It's the first inaugural where they're going to serve finger food from Jack in the Box. Okay. I seem to be fading out like the Santa Ana winds. I was gusting real good up early in the monologue, and now it's just kind of a little breeze. If you haven't done your Christmas shopping yet, I love the cosmetic ads and the perfume ads for women. Have you seen the stuff that's on the market? Hundreds of different things. They have a new thing out now. It's a wrinkle remover called Mary Lou Retin-A. And what it is, it makes you look a lot younger, but you're stuck with this silly grin. You know that Geraldo Rivera controversy about that show, you know, where all the stuff was going on? That won't die down. The producers came up today and they introduced a second chair theory. Thanks. Okay. You're in a good mood. We got a good show tonight. We have Danny DeVito is here tonight. And a really clever actor and now a fine director, Richard Benjamin, is here tonight. So stay where you are, and we'll be right back. Boy, what a nice crowd.
Good night.
Good crowd. Boy, what a wired crowd here tonight.
Yeah.
What's going on? It was a great idea handing out those free margaritas before the show.
I think so.
Now, I talked about the Santa Ana winds last night, and we were a little nebulous, both of us, as to what caused it. Well, Fritz Coleman, who is an amusing guy, too, and the weatherman here at KNBC, sent me a little information in case you're interested. Maybe you're not, but here it is. Apparently, it's caused, you get a high-pressure area up over Utah and Nevada, and apparently, according to Fritz, in a high-pressure area, the winds go clockwise. Down in Arizona, there's a low-pressure area, you see, that goes counterclockwise. And when those get together, it's like it takes the wind and funnels it over the desert, through around Santa Ana, down through the canyons, and it picks up this tremendous force. And that's, therefore, the Santa Ana winds. No humor, just...
Very nice. Glad you explained that.
What?
I'm glad you explained that.
Well, some people thought it was because Santa Ana had had a Mexican dinner, and they didn't understand the Santa Ana winds.
All your charts and maps.
Fritz sent along satellite pictures and of the world and stuff that only those guys understand. They have little bars on them and isobars and things. I never have understood that to this day. Have you? Over here, they have little pointers on them. And
Yeah.
I don't understand. I just want to know if it's going to be hot, cold, windy, dry.
That's all.
Forget it. All right, but thank you, Fritz. That was nice of you. All right, 18 days until Christmas. How many of you are expecting something from Santa? As you know, Santa checks your requests against his naughty or nice list. Remember that?
All right.
You tell your children that, so you have to believe that as adults. Well, folks, we managed to obtain a copy of that list through the North Pole Freedom of Information Act. Most people don't know that that exists, but it does, and any citizen can get that list, the North Pole Freedom of Information Act. And before the show, we asked some of you to fill out a card telling us what you wanted for Christmas, and then we can check that against the naughty or nice list. Okay? Got the explanation? Let's move on to the snappers. We set them up and do it. Don't fool around with it. All right, let's see here. Can you read that? It's in pencil. I would like Santa to bring me the following gifts. Who wanted a tropical island? A small tropical island. Lisa, does that ring a bell? What's your last name, Lisa? Piskin? Pittman. Sorry about that. That's a bad error. But it's very light in pencil.
Yes.
And all right, a tropical island. Well, let's check the naughty or nice list. Oh, gee. I'm so sorry, Lisa. Right at the top of the list, it says, you were naughty. They even give the reasoning here. At your Uncle Alan's funeral, you apparently stuck a Garfield doll in the back window of the hearse.
Naughty.
That's right, Fred. I choreographed them also. Okay, Greg. Is it Greg Dixon? From Annapolis. Okay, what do you do in Annapolis, Greg?
What's that?
What? Read my lips. I just say it's difficult to hear up there. You could hear me at home, but Greg couldn't hear in the audience. What do you do in Annapolis?
I sail, John.
You sail. Yeah. Good place for it.
Yeah.
A lot of water there. Now, Greg says, 12 naked female elves and half a bag of peanuts. Well, let's see.
Naughty or nice?
Greg Dixon. Aha!
Right there.
Happened to be the second one. Funny how these fell in order. This could have been all scrambled, but no sirree.
Right in order.
You're naughty, Greg. It said that you used your home computer to break into your ex-wife's bank account invested all the money in Jim Baker's Heritage USA time-sharing plan. No, forget it. Now, let's see. Brandon Tesmer.
Yes.
From Wauwatosa, Wisconsin.
Yes.
Indian name, right?
Indian.
That's what I said. How? Maybe he is an Indian. Are you an Indian?
No.
How? Wauwatosa. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, you did.
Thank you very much.
I announced my engagement. Nobody knows. I'm going to Barbados in 2 days.
If you leave now, you can get an early start.
Whoa.
Man, mean to
You're
Indian.
mean tonight.
Humor is cruel. I'm sorry, Brandon. I didn't mean to say that. Of course I did. Cheap laugh, but you do what you have to do. It's a buck here, a buck there. What the hell is the hell you want here? You want a shield and some earplugs to protect me from my mother and mother-in-law when they find out, aha, you're right, I've eloped to Barbados. Are you eloping?
Yes.
Tomorrow, huh?
Monday morning.
Is your intended with you?
No, she's not. She's out with the girls tonight. Bachelorette party.
Bachelorette party. Probably down at Chippendales or someplace like that. Okay. Let's see, what the Brandon Tesmer.
Is that it right there?
Damn! This audience is just lucking out tonight. This is Brandon, it says right here, naughty. Speaking of your mother-in-law,
Yeah.
Santa knows this stuff. Well, no, you haven't been nice. It says that you trained your mother-in-law's dog to tiptoe out of the bedroom when it smells smoke. Well, that's... I'm telling you. Well, that's naughty. Sherry, you can help me with this name, Sherry. Sherry obviously is a chorus all by
French,
herself.
brother.
How do you pronounce the last name, Sherry? Panganiban, all righty. From Mesa. Easy. Oh, she'd like the new 1989 930 Porsche. Wow. Let's take a look. Oh, boy. You were naughty. It says you handed out dollar bills covered with itching powder to the women waiting online at Chippendales. What? Well, yes, we'll do a couple more, but we have to take a break right here. Somebody's going to be nice here. You stay with us, folks. Folks, we're back. All right. We're checking. We'll do a few more of these. We see who's been naughty or nice now. All right, sure. All righty. Sue and Steve Seymour from Waukegan, Illinois, right? That's Jack Benny's old hometown,
Right.
wasn't it? Waukegan. You would like one of Doc's jackets? Is that right?
Yeah.
Let me see. Steve and... was anybody in this audience nice? Says you were naughty. Says last Christmas, you made a yuppie go insane by sending him a sweater with no instructions on how to tie the sleeves. Patrick Hannigan from Venice, California.
Patrick?
Patricia Hanrahan. I'm sorry, it's not Patrick, but Patricia. You're from Venice. What do you do in Venice?
I live there.
Keeps you busy, doesn't it? That's a that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Living there. You don't have much time off either. Are you taking? I can't take time off. I'm living. You do other signs live there?
I live there and I work for city government.
City government. Ooh. Any particular branch? The city government?
I rather not say which city government.
Yes, well, we understand. Anyway, Patricia, I don't know. Well, that means you're taking them. I made a joke like you're taking money. I didn't mean they're taking money. I just thought. I'm in a goofy mood tonight. Patricia wants a chauffeur, right?
Right.
To drive you, I guess, to work.
That's right.
Okay. Let me see. Now. You want to know why, Patricia?
Why?
According to this Freedom of Information North Pole Act, right here. Says Patricia. Does that say Patricia?
Yes, Patricia.
Patricia, what's the last name?
You were naughty.
That's right. Says apparently you used to produce the Phil Donahue show, and one afternoon, just to throw Phil a curve, you booked as a guest a happily married heterosexual couple with 2 kids.
Naughty.
Oh, that was it. Let's see if we can find somebody who's nice. Monica Beisel from Smithtown, New York, right? How are you, Monica? I'm fine. What do you do in Smithtown?
Actually, I'm a registered nurse and I'm traveling around the country working.
She's a registered nurse. Well, that's good. Now, let's see. She'd like a flash for your camera. Gee, that's really not asking much, is it? That's very sweet.
Sure.
You know, girl wanted a Porsche. Lady wants a flash cube.
She probably was nice. I'll bet you she was nice. A nice question like that.
By God, you're right. Yes, you were nice, Monica. Camera's a 35 millimeter. All right. This is just make believe, you know. She thinks she's gonna get it. Well, when you get on the fantasy holiday season, you say maybe he's gonna send it. Says you were nice. You organized a charity drive. You remember that? To buy a velvet covering for the pole at the nudist colony firehouse. Anyway, we thank you all for being naughty and nice. We could do a whole show on this. We'll be back with Danny DeVito, Richard Benjamin. Okay, we're back. Good job. Thank you. You all know Danny DeVito. He's a very funny and talented actor. Currently is starring in a film called Twins with who else? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Would you welcome Danny DeVito? Hey, good to see you.
Hey, great to see you, John.
Last time. Who else can say that and get a laugh? You see, it's built-in conditioning, right?
Yeah.
Last time you were here, you had red hair.
That's right.
Now you got a.
Now I got the tail. You like that?
Yeah.
I put a little braid in it for you,
Oh,
too.
geez.
Usually I just let it hang. But
It's kind of you're making a statement there.
yeah.
Now, for those of you who don't remember,
Go get it.
for those of you who don't remember, when we talked in the show before, you at one time were a professional hairdresser, right?
Yeah. That's right, Mr. Dan.
Mr. Dan. True story.
It's true. It's true. Well, you know, so now I can braid my own hair. You know, that's it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it myself.
Women are hair nuts, aren't they? They
Oh,
seem
yeah.
to be
Yeah,
consumed
yeah,
with it.
yeah. But
And no matter how it's done, they don't like it. They want it done some other way.
Yeah. Well, I used to do 35 heads on New Year's Eve.
You're kidding.
I swear, my sister's beauty parlor.
Yeah?
We're there until like people come in at the crack of dawn, and we would be sitting in the beauty parlor all night. I mean, like it's New Year's Eve. It's like 11:45. They're still under the dryer. You know what I mean? It's like when are they gonna go out and party? You know, the husbands are lined up outside in the cars waiting for them to come out. So they go to
But you guys who work in beauty parlors can really tell a woman what they want to hear, right? I would guess
Yeah,
that's part of
I
it. Saying that
guess.
this is you, this it should be done this way, and they'll go with it.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Unfortunately, though, you see, I got attached to this.
Yeah?
I mean, I'm attached to it. But I got.
That's a real one. That's
it
not
is
a- that-
attached. Yeah, look, see, yank on it.
Yeah.
But I have to, I have been growing it since I have to throw Mama from the train.
Yeah.
And I have to cut it off coming up for my next film. See, I did it for the Schwarzenegger movie, Twins, and and I wear a ponytail in it. But for the next picture, it's called War of the Roses, and I start on March 15th, which is
Yeah.
coming up right around the corner, and it's I play a divorce lawyer. So, yeah.
Excuse me, it's an old thing. That,
Something in there.
Every time I hear that,
I don't know.
have a-
I don't want to ask you in front of everybody if you'll be the technical advisor for the film, but I'm sure you've been there a couple of times.
Yeah, I have,
Well,
I'm afraid.
Well, anyway, to
play a
get back
divorce
to
lawyer.
Yeah. This is it's a comedy. It's called The War of the Roses. It's starring Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, and Michael's going to play Jonathan Rose, and Kathleen's playing Barbara Rose, and it's really it's a very horrifying thing, divorce.
Yes, it is. I know. It's
Yeah.
the only reason I make jokes about it is sometimes to keep your sense of humor. You have to make jokes
Yeah.
about something that's not very attractive.
So I figure this is a Christmas picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you, now, when you. Now, a lot of times when actors go out to do a role, they research. If they're playing a gambler, you go out and you stay
Yeah,
around
you go
pool
check
halls
it
or
out.
something. Now,
Yeah.
how do you get ready for?
Well, what I've been
did you
doing.
meet some actual divorce lawyers?
Yeah. Actually, I met I met a few lawyers. I sat in and talked to them. I met a man who's the head of the law department at Harvard.
Yeah.
And his name is Alan Dershowitz. Very nice
yeah.
man.
Famous.
And he told me a few things. Like one thing is that. There aren't many there are a lot of Italian lawyers, but there aren't as many as because like in the law school, if you're an Italian guy and you go to enroll to become a lawyer, people look down, they kind of think that you're either there because your uncle or your father needs help. He's in jail for racketeering or something. It's like a very, it's a very discriminated against thing, with Italian people. But, this is, but we have Scalia as a lawyer and people like that, I did some research, yeah.
Did you sit on any actual?
No, I don't want to, But I was thinking maybe we could talk about it someday. No, seriously. You could, I'm sure you've been, in front of, what is it? Must be horrifying. Huh?
I'll tell you, in any lawsuit, if you've ever been in a deposition for anything, whether it's a divorce or anything, they can scare you to death.
Yeah.
Because you're reduced. You think you're rather sophisticated and semi-intelligent. Then you get some lawyer asking you questions, and all of a sudden you start to just dissolve. You sound like you're going to go to the electric chair if you give the wrong answer. And you get a lot of, I don't recall. You mean you don't recall when you go, well, maybe I do recall. It's murder to go through.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing, though, you start out, like, with the divorce, it's always like, we can work it out, and it'll be good, and everything's fine. Then by the time, the lawyers get involved, and one thing leads to another, and then you want the thumbs in the throat, that kind of thing. It's like...
Well, I never had that situation where you end up hating each other. You shouldn't do that. Let's move on to something else that's more fun to talk about. I didn't see the Twins yet.
No, the movie?
That's a strange...
Well, it opens today, as a matter of fact.
No wonder I didn't see it.
Twins opens today.
You and Schwarzenegger? It's a wonderful concept.
Oh, it's a great concept. Arnold and I playing twins. We're separated at birth. He's raised on a tropical island. I'm raised I think I'm an orphan, and I'm in the city, and we come together. And at first, I was a little bit, Arnold's always wanted to do a comedy, but he's never really done a comedy.
Well, people wouldn't think of
No,
him.
he's done in the movies. He's done like these kind of lines in there, like "I'll be back" and tongue and things. That's pretty funny. Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah, very funny. And he's got a great sense of humor. And and then after Ivan Reitman, who directed the picture, he called and he pitched the idea to me, and I had read after that, really shortly after that Arnold studied with Milton Berle, took a comedy class from Milton Berle. Can you imagine this? So I was
to learn how to deliver lines.
Yeah, the worst thing that could happen is he would show up in a gingham dress, to work, and so I figured it was a good thing.
Walking on the sides of his feet, that would be a little weird.
Try to get the cigar out of his mouth.
Yeah. Your baby is grown up a little bit.
Jacob is one. Jacob is one. Lucy's 5.5. Gracie's 3.5, and Jacob is 1.
All right.
It's like the greatest. God, I'm blessed with children.
Yeah, you like kids, don't you?
Oh, I love them. Oh, God. I'm talking right now. I swear I have pounds of pictures on me. I mean, I love, I miss them so much when I'm away, and I love kids.
Yeah, no.
Everybody knows I love kids.
Now you're in the holiday season. Now they're coming to you, hitting, I suppose, what they might want.
For Christmas.
Are you good at that?
Well, it's, yeah, I mean, they ask you for things like, actually, the greatest one was, we talked to Gracie about it, and my sister asked her, she says, my sister's like, she'll just go buy every Barbie doll in the store and bring it over the house and this, that. And she asked the kid, what do you want for Christmas? She wants a toothbrush. Isn't that something? She wanted a little toothbrush. She had one with a little pony on it. And then they ask you for animals.
Real ones, you mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, but I'm scared of that.
Yeah,
animals are frightening.
You shouldn't do that.
Did you ever have an animal?
White or rabbit?
A rabbit.
Rabbit.
A rabbit when you were a kid. I was always scared of it because my father, my father and mother, we had this really great volatile Italian relationship. My father was the king of the house and this and that. And my mother, he had a parakeet. He had this parakeet he called Butchie. Butchie boy. He'd go in the cage all the time, and he trained with him on his finger, and he would put him on a beer glass, and the bird would drink beer out of the glass, and he'd give him a kiss on the lips like that. And one day my father was out to work, and my mother was cleaning the cage, and she left the door of the cage open and the front door open, and the bird flies out, and it's gone. So now it's like a nightmare, right? I mean, she's like terrified. The guy's gonna come home, the bird is gone. What are we gonna do? My mother, she's like running all over the house. What are we gonna do? We go to the pet store. We'll buy a new bird that looks exactly like this bird. We'll put him in a cage, he won't know the difference. She buys the bird, she puts him in a cage. My old man comes home from work. Butchie boy, yank! He takes a chunk out of his finger like you wouldn't believe. Right, what's the matter? Butchie boy, yeah! The bird off my lip. He's hanging on his lip. Right? What's the matter with this bird? He's going, what happened to him? My mother says, this is a great story. She says, we had the carpets cleaned. And I think the fumes from the chemicals must have defected his brain.
He bought it.
He bought it. Imagine this.
That's a wonderful story. Butchie boy.
Whoa! Get him off.
No, I'm getting a cue here that we got a film clip. This is from from Twins,
from
right?
Twins, yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is when we first meet, when Arnold and I first meet. He doesn't know he has he thinks he's coming to see his brother, and we don't, we've never seen each other, separated at birth.
So,
and,
here's the meeting.
I've been looking forward to this moment my whole life. I've been on my island. I'm telling you, this is absolutely incredible that I have looked for this.
You got to talk into the phone, bozo.
Vincent. Dearest Vincent, I know you don't know who I am, but believe me, I came halfway across the world.
Whoa. I got another 6 hours to pay the money back. And tell the Claim brothers that harassing a man who's already in the slammer is beneath even them, all right?
I don't know any Claim brothers. I'm your brother, Julius.
Huh? Come again?
My name is Julius, and I'm your twin brother.
Oh, obviously. The moment I sat down, I thought I was looking into a mirror.
That's funny. Obviously. I like the phone tape. That's funny. We'll be right back. Here we are. Okay, we have returned. I'll be back. Besides being a skilled actor, Richard Benjamin is a mighty good director. He just directed the movie My Stepmother's an Alien, opened nationwide today. And your picture opened?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, my picture opens today, Twins, and Here I am on the stage. And Richard Benjamin's here?
You're Richard Benjamin.
With his movie opening the
With his
same
movie
day?
opening, too.
Fred?
Great booking, huh?
What's
Would
going
you
on
welcome
here? What's
Richard
going on?
Benjamin? Well, there's plenty of room for both of these
Sure,
pictures.
yes.
Yes.
Plenty of room. For
There are
all
no
of us.
small people in show business, only small desks or something like that. I don't know what that is.
It turns out there are some small parts, though.
Are there really?
Yes. They used to say there are no small parts, you know. Yes,
Only
there are.
small-
There's some real tiny parts. Sometimes they don't even know you're in the thing.
Yeah, show business cliches are like the show must go on.
Yeah.
There was why must the show go on? Somebody wants to explain because they had the money in the till out front.
Yeah.
Somebody says, now I understand why the show goes on. How are you?
I'm fine, just fine.
You had a big, you couldn't get gotten more publicity for the opening of this picture. The opening sounded like a Hollywood picture itself. It was back in Washington, right?
Yes.
You had the president-elect.
Yes.
You in some kind of motorcade or something?
Oh,
or
yes.
rushing
yes.
to the theater?
Yes, we had cocktails with President-elect Bush and Mrs. Bush. We usually do that before a screening.
Always.
Yeah. and the vice president-elect, Dan Quayle, and his wife and family and everybody, and we had just a little get-together in their home there.
Nice.
The home happened to be on the Naval Observatory because it's the vice president's house, and it was like being in someone's real home. I mean.
Your picture opened at McDonald's, didn't it, Danny? This is called gamesmanship, if I've ever heard one.
Somebody asked me when the driver in the motorcade on the way to the theater said to me, "Is this the first time you've done this?" And I said, "No. We showed the picture to the Pope. We showed it to the Queen of England. Yeah, it's the first time we've ever done this. I've never been in a presidential motorcade before. It was thrilling.
Yeah.
And they were charming, wonderful, warm people, I must say.
Well, I've heard now, I can't play favorites. I've heard both pictures. I've heard both pictures are excellent.
What's the other picture?
The other picture is
He'll find out this weekend. Did I say that?
yeah. I feel like Arthur Miller doing the ad. What was the show he does? The lawyer who does the show between the opposing forces. We have to do this commercial already? My goodness, the time goes, doesn't it? We'll do this and we shall return. We are back talking with Richard Benjamin, Danny DeVito. Anyway. Okay, before we got a film clip also we're going to show. Danny told me a minute ago your clip wasn't here, but I know it's here. He says, I saw your clip out in the hall and I moved it. I didn't know it was...
There is no competition in this business, as you can see.
Yeah, now once when you were here in the show, some years ago, you were talking about Paula, your wife, Paula Prentice, and her kitchen routine where she never
yes.
cleaned up. You got in a lot of trouble.
Yes.
And I understand now she...
Well, something else has happened now. And because I've been directing, I've been away from the house a lot. And the other day, I realized that all this time, she has been filling up the car with gasoline. You know, I mean, each week. I usually do that when I'm home.
Right.
And I said to her, where are you getting this gasoline? So she said, I go down to the station there. And I said, I have a feeling she doesn't know where the gas tank is. So I said, how do you put this in the car? And she said, the guy puts it in. So I said, the guy puts it in. I said, are you going to the full-serve island? So she said, well, yes. I said, do you know that's 25 cents more a gallon? And she said, well, aren't you working now? Isn't this all right? I have these children to bring up here. Isn't this okay? And she's also she said, because I have to bring up these kids, I don't want anything to happen to you. I'll be very angry with you if you drop dead. So she's feeding me these vegetarian meals at night. Now, I don't know what they are. One of them the other night looked like lasagna. I said, is this lasagna? And she said, sort of.
Sort of.
I said, is that cheese on it? She said, it's sort of cheese. I said, will you tell me what's in it? She said, you don't want to know what's in this meal. And she serves the kids the same stuff. So late at night when she goes to sleep, my son and I go out at night looking for meat.
That's out now, so... Anyway, we want to get to this film.
Right.
What are we going to see here?
Okay, Kim Basinger plays an extraterrestrial. And if there's anyone out there in outer space, they should look like her,
Yeah, you
as far
got
as
it.
I'm concerned. And Dan Aykroyd plays a scientist who sent a beam out. He's looking for life in outer space. It does something to her planet, so they send their chief extragalactic probist to check this out. And she does. I'd like to show the clip. Okay, wait. She doesn't know anything about anything, okay? And she's going into Dan's lab. She's got a purse with her, which is a computer, and does all these things. Okay, take a look at this.
I'm sorry, Dr. Mills. We have strict orders from Dr. Budlong not to let you in the building.
Well, I left something in my office. It was a fuzzy Care Bear pencil holder.
Excuse me, but I'm from DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, with instructions to tour this facility. So
Can I see some ID?
Here.
See, Department of Defense. She's with DARPA. I'm with her.
We're coming back. Here we are. Okay, hey guys, thank you. In case you, I think the best idea for tomorrow would be a nice double feature for most people.
Yes,
To go see a couple of good movies like My Mother,
Stepmother's an
is
Alien.
Alien and Twins.
Or see ours twice.
Oh, I'm humbled by that applause.